even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Throwing Jones. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Jones. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. Touchdown, Giants! LaShawn McCoy, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants are going to take a first-quarter lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Mariota and the Raiders now come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. To throw is Mariota. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, a 22. Some nifty running right away as he'll get this up past the 30. Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on 1st down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Drake. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Well, this defense for the Giants, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
There's a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Mariota able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. And he will lose lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 2nd and 16. Mariota. Oh, looking for water, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 2nd and 9, Jones escaping the pressure right. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain there of 30 big ones. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A handoff to Barkley. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram. Touchdown! Evan Ingram, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants add on to their lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah.
That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Drake. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Kenyon Drake, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders are back within a score. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up 1st and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they were able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff, but, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Rumbling past the 30 and all the way up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 19 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Here's a give to Barkley. And this will be a Giants 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On 1st and 10, Jones. Flush to his right. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Jonathan Abram picks it. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
They'll hand it to Drake here on the option. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown. And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard. Gano now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to the turnover differential. Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but... Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the 17, Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Seth DeValve, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing again, Mariota on 2nd and 10. Then he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Mariota. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Giants are able to add on to their first half lead. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's often like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. I know he
wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Mariota. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. Back to Brown, this time complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half here. Mariota. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Well, certainly they haven't had the ideal first half, but there's something, some momentum for them to take into halftime.
Yeah, and it might not be that wild momentum, you know, that you see sometimes where they score late and teams go sprinting off and the whole deal. No, it might not be that, but it does give them a better feeling about themselves and what they can accomplish in the second half.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Here's Drake one more time on second down. Now this will go for 5 up to the 33.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A give to Drake running left. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Drake. Now Drake loses the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
So 1st and 10, and if they
material. Now Saquon Barkley. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds McCoy. Touchdown, Giants! LaShawn McCoy. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Giants are able to grow their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Jones now throwing on 1st down. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Off play action. Jones. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. John Ross with touchdown number 8 on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Giants offense cashes in with 6. Gano the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Giants on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. John Ross. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Giants are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. A break there for this offense.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Mariota and the Raiders now come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. To throw Mariota. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this...
And a double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the rookie from TCU, Trayvon Merrick.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver.
And it's 2nd down. Mariota to throw it. Brown has the first down and much more. And he'll take this all the way up to the 38-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down. On play action, Mariota. Flushed out right. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Mariota now to throw on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They'll throw again. Mariota. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. Partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Another try after the first down sack. Jones, open man right side is Ingram. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Here's Chris Jones now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play. On 1st down. It's Drake, and very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole. I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Well, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. And now here is another interception. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. Keeps himself upright. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants.
We got 25 to Mike. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Darren Lee, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Now Austin. Able to avoid him. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Mariota on first down. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been and my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rush coming, and he's taken down. After that sack, 3rd and long. Tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Jones, off play action. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. Here's Chris Jones now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.